Adam, I was thinking about it last night, and no offense, but, oh, no, actually, this doesn't even involve you or your character, but for Kylo Ren to be such a bad guy, it means really that Han Solo and Princess Leia had to have been terrible parents. I mean, like the Menendez brothers had better parents for him to go to those lengths. I feel like that's a hole that hasn't been explained.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, when you play a character like that, do children still want to, like, dress as you for Halloween, or are they just like, he's bad, he killed Han Solo, we don't like him?
No, that's my favorite part, I think, is kids in Halloween, especially in my building. We have a lot of, everybody in my building in New York has kids. So applying them with lightsabers and helmets is kind of my job.
I see. So you supply them with all that stuff, and then they reward you by coming to your door dressed as your character.
Yeah.
And will they get extra candy when they do something like that?
No.
They will not. That's what it is to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Ryan, is Jedi in the title of this film singular or plural?
Oh, you go right for the throat, don't you? Who put you up to this? In my mind, it was always singular, because in my mind, it always referred to Luke Skywalker as the Last Jedi. So.
And you're the writer, so in your mind...
When I say I mind, I don't know what else I'm talking about, but yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
So, yes. It's
not Jedi with two... Would there be two eyes at the end of Jedi?
Jedi, yes.
Jedu.
Daisy, is your character, Rey, related to anyone on any of these chairs? Do you think that you have a feeling of...
Mark?
I'm not telling. You know, this whole saga is about family. A dysfunctional family.
It's like This Is Us in space, in a way.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, you think you have bad relatives. Imagine how I felt when I realized he was Dad Vader.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought I was a nice, nurturing, in my mind, I was a great uncle to Ben Solo, and I feel tremendous guilt that I wasn't there for him.
Yeah, nobody was there for him, and look what happened.
Talk about a nefarious nephew, eh?
When you did, now, I don't know, you know, a lot of people probably don't remember, but when Darth Vader said, "I am your father," it was like, I remember being in the theater and feeling shock and excitement, and it was really the ultimate spoiler. We didn't have the internet back then, so people couldn't spread it around. How long did you have to keep that secret?
Oh, well over a year and a half. And, you know, in the first one, nobody cared. You know, when they gave me Star Wars, I gave it to my friends to read. I said, this is really goofy. You should read this. And they said, can I give it to Sheila? Sure. Nobody cared. But now with Empire, Star Wars became a thing. And when I read the script, there was a placeholder for that moment, which was an attempt to keep the secret even from the cast and crew. Because at that moment in the screenplay, it's just as you see it, but the revelation is when Vader says, "You don't know the truth. Obi-Wan killed your father." And I say, scream, "No," just like you see it. That's not true. That's impossible. Wallop with the hand and so forth. And I thought, what an amazing twist. Sir Alec Guinness is the ultimate bad guy. And Irvin Kershon, the director, said, I want to see you after shooting, which is scary. It's like your teacher.
I know. Save that line for the next one.
You're in for it now.
This is after you shot the scene?
No, before we shot the scene.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you something that I know, George knows, meaning George Lucas, and when I tell you, you'll know. Because if it leaks, we'll know it's you. And I said, what? He said, we're going to put in this line. And he gave me the piece of paper that said, "I am your father." And I was just, like you.
Yeah.
I was just stunned. I thought, well, as you know, as good as Guinness being the bad guy, this is even, I said, is this true? And he said, well, you're going to play. He says, search your feelings. And, you know, it was shocking. But I have to tell you, within 3 days of shooting that scene, there were tabloid news reporters that would hang around in pubs down the street from Elstree Studios in Borehamwood, Wood, offering 50-pound notes. You go on, Star Wars, come on, we need some Star Wars. And within 3 days it wasn't a big, it was a little box on the front of a tabloid. It said, Guinness head baddie in Star Wars 2. in England, baddie is what they used for villain. There was no title, Empire Strikes Back, just Star Wars 2. And I was delighted because they had leaked
The wrong
fake information.
got it.
Yeah. But the thing is, it was torturous because for a year and a half, I mean, I was really nervous that I'd slip up or talk in my sleep or something. It was a real burden. But I'm really proud because by the time we saw the screening and it happened, everybody, even in the screening that had worked on the film, and the cast was there too, were stunned. Harrison turned around, he was sitting right in front of me, he said, "Hey, kid, you didn't tell me that." I apologize. I only included the F-bomb for historical accuracy.
Well, listen, if he's the one who said it.
That's what he said.
Does he like your imitation of him?
I don't think so. I got a phone call from one time. He said, "Hey, I don't sound anything like that."
Do you love clicking buttons and subscribing to things? Then click the button to subscribe to my channel, and you'll finally be happy.